the history of the Super Falcons, as well as that lady Azizat Oshu. Inflation that has been going down in the country aside and celebrate and jubilate. It was a tug of war between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Matildas of Australia, as the host having sent home Nigerian from the 2015 World Cup in group stage. Nigeria became the first African country to defeat Australia. You heard that, the first African country to defeat Australia. The Aussies have played 11 matches, I beg your pardon. They have played 11 matches and won 10 before losing to Nigeria. 11 minutes added time at the full time, while 6 minutes was added to the first half. Together it was 17 minutes extra time between both halves for the Aussies to come back and do something, but the resilience of Nigerian Super Falcons stood still. The prayers of over 120 million Nigerians were actually on their knees praying for the Super Falcons. Nigeria is on 4 points with Olympic champions Canada, and the Falcons book in the place with Ireland under the host face Canada on Monday the 31st of July 2023. But one woman decided to paint her name in gold. She's become the first and only African and Nigerian women's senior national team to score in 3 consecutive World Cup. Yes, Azizat Oshuala, the Barcelona striker, netted her first goal in the World Cup. Not this campaign, but entire World Cup that she has played. She has scored back-to-back World Cup, and no African, male and female, no African female have done this. In the World Cup now, she sits tied on 3 goals with Rita Nwarike and Nkiru Okosime. Both of them have 3 goals, and now Aziza Toshola has joined them with 3 goals. Messi Akire stands at 2, and Biku Okorafo sits at 2. 1 more goal for Azizat Oshola, and she'll become the most decorated Nigerian to have the most goal in the FIFA Women's World Cup. Yes, it's on her side, and it is sure that she can break that jinx. This is the last edition of the week on Sportbeat. It is the TGRF edition. Thank God it's Friday on your super duper numero uno voice of the people, 96.1 FM Abuja. The energy this morning is top notch. The entertainment is something you do not want to miss. I still remain the finest uncle talking sports in the capital city and beyond, the one you love to call Uncle Fine Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, get your sporting seats strapped on, get your helmet on, because it's gonna be a jolly good ride. It is a packed food edition this morning. Nigeria put over stunning upset at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, coming from behind to defeat Australia by 3 goals to 2 in an accelerating match held in Bransby. We also hear that co-host hopes over securing a 5th consecutive Women's World Cup knockout stage qualification. We are hanging by a thread after the shock defeat. Nigeria adopted a defensive strategy, inviting Australia to take charge and apply pressure. Stand-in captain Stephen Catley came close to breaking the dreadlock for the home side, forcing Nigeria's goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie into making a fine save. Shortly after, Halia Rosa missed a golden opportunity at the far post from a corner, highlighting Australia's struggle to break through the Nigerian defense. But this lady O'Hale, that happens to be the woman of the match yesterday, stood like a rock of Gibraltar, reflecting, dissecting, stopping every onslaught from the Matildas, and she deservedly got a goal. The game turned into a friendly end-to-end battle, and just before the halftime whistle, both teams are from the back of the net. Emily Van Hengon capitalized on a swift counter-attack to give Australia the lead in the first minute of additional time. However, Nigeria, oh my own Nigeria, responded immediately by Uchenna Kalu when she scored an opportunist goal from inside the box, leveling the score and injecting renewed energy into the contest. Meanwhile, after the break, Nigerians showed a greater determination and took the lead just past the mark. A defensive error allowing Osinachi Ohale to head home, surpassing and also surprising the co-host and putting Nigeria ahead. The introduction of substitute Azizat Oshuala proved vital for Nigeria as she dictated the tempo and extended their lead by calmly rounding goalkeeper Mackenzie Arnold and slotting the ball into the far corner. Despite the setback, Australia didn't give up, and in the 9 minutes of the game, Alana Kennedy's header put one back for the Matildas, offering a glimmer of hope. However, Nigeria head on to claim a memorable victory. Wow, this victory takes the Super Falcons into the top of the group stage at the seats 4, followed by Canada with 4 points, Australia 3 points, and the Whipping Girls in the group Ireland sits 4th. After the match, we caught up with Azizat Oshuala and happy Azizat Oshuala spoke to us. She was full of praise for her team. She was so excited, setting a personal record and also a record for the Super Falcons is no mean feat. Let's hear what Azizat Oshuala got to say.
I think I'm gonna give kudos to my teammates. Everyone went out there to play their hearts out. No one knows what this team is made of. We only have to come to the field and show ourselves and show the kind of heart we have. Like I said earlier, this team has a lot to offer, and everyone in the world has seen that today. I mean, sometimes you gotta make team decisions, and to be honest with you, I wasn't like really feeling too well. But I'm not a selfish person, and this is why we have 23 players in the squad for the World Cup. If someone is not 100%, then other people can step up, and as you can see, they all stepped up on the pitch today. So it doesn't matter for me where I'm starting from. The most important thing is the team result. No, actually, but like I've always said, each tournament I go, I want to make sure I give everything, fight for my teammates, and fight for this badge. You know, this is the best country in the world. Niger for life, let it go.
Niger for life, let it go. According to all, this is the best country in the world, and you just cannot dispute what Oshuala said. The Super Falcons indeed is the pride of Africa. Also talking to us yesterday was the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso, so happy with the performance of the Super Falcons. Let's hear what he got to say.
Because of all the prayers of all Nigerians, because a lot of people are behind them, and I'm happy that they kept away all their differences and concentrate on why they were there. And I know they are the most happiest people, more than us. We are just celebrating, but I know they are happier than us. As you said, we are now looking forward to our last match against Ireland. It's not something that we're going to take for granted, and I'll call on them to continue to do their best. And we here will continue to do everything possible to support them, and I call on all Nigerians to see how they can continue to pray for them, so that at least we can keep the African chance alive, because Nigeria now is Africa, and we will do whatever we can to ensure that at least we get to the next round, and then from there.
Happy Federation President Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso spoke to us celebrating the Super Falcons as well as the coach and the players. In fact, it was a thrilling game. Alright, away from the Super Falcons now, let me let you know that it wasn't a good story yesterday as fear rocked the camp of the Colombian training team as we hear that Caicedo, a woman that haven't been so amazing so far in the World Cup, the first to score a hat-trick, and also she won the battle of cancer for over 2 years, but then it was a sad yesterday as Linda Caicedo collapsed in a training section, rocking and sending fears to the entire camp of the Colombian women national team. Caicedo, who is 18 years old, completed the remarkable World Cup, scoring a hat-trick when she netted in a side opener against the South Koreans. The teenager had also scored this season at both the Under-17 and the Under-20 World Cups. All these are incredibly just 6 months after winning a 2-year battle with cancer. But the joy of Caicedo's World Cup bow was overshadowed by her collapse at Colombia's training base on the outskirts of Sydney. Caicedo was running with the ball on a dribble when she suddenly stopped and began clutching this left side of her chest. She then tried to sit up, but within seconds her knee had kneel over, seemingly unconscious. But according to reports, we hear that Caicedo was able to regain consciousness by the time she was placed on a stretcher, ferried into an ambulance, and off to a local hospital. The entire section was unsurprisingly cancelled as teammates looked on. Some of them are struggling to contain their emotion of the condition. Media at the section were immediately asked to leave the site. The Colombian staff explaining, "We cannot give any more details and we want to avoid any more confusion." A good one by the media team. But our hearts and prayers goes to the Colombian women national team, because we want happy, healthy, fit player in this World Cup. We don't want to hear any kind of stories that will break our hearts. Away from that, now let me let you know that it's full time. Argentina against South Africa, another African team. Both teams that could not be separated as they had to settle for a 2-all draw. Goals are scored in the first half by Letondo of South Africa in the 30th minute and made sure that South Africa took via early lead. But then it began in the second half as much into the second half in the 66th minute when Kafrana scored the second for South Africa. But sadly, they could not keep their hold. Talking about the Bayana as the Argentina women rallied back in 5 minutes to score 2 goals. Bruyne scored 1 in the 74th minute and Nunez completed the equalizer for Argentina to make sure that they had to settle with a point. If you take a close look at the table now, Sweden sits at top with 3 points, followed by Italy with 3 points. South Africa sits third with 1 point, and Argentina is bottom of the table with 1 point. So up next will be Sweden and Italy, but that game will be coming down later tomorrow. But as early as 9:30, England will take on Denmark, while 12 noon we'll see China slug it out with Haiti, and that game will be coming later this afternoon. All right, now away from the female women's World Cup, now let's stop over in the world of the male football as we hear in the transfer window that Chelsea's second bidder for Moses Caicedo has been turned down by Brighton and Hove Albion. It remains that both teams are far apart from the players' evaluation. It seems that they are not letting their player go for cheap. Declan Rice is the problem. Arsenal is the problem. Whatever Chelsea are suffering with the purchase of Moses Caicedo, blame it on Arsenal. Alright, now let's dive away from that. Now stop by at Manchester, the red half of the city. That is Manchester United, as we hear that the takeover for Manchester United is about 18 months saga, and that month saga will keep running because the Glazers seems not ready to sell this club. Rival bidders such as Ratcliffe and the Qatari Sheikh Jassim has launched a number of proposals to seize control at Old Trafford, but it's understood some involved in the process believe the Glazers may now not sell up. Oh, ye Manchester United fans, I know that you are feeling pain. I know that you are disappointed, but Manchester United, up until now, it looks like that club will not be sold eventually. Osimhen told me to join Milan. I love Kaka and Robin the most. Word from Samuel Chukwueze as he was unveiled yesterday, donning the jersey number 21. In his press conference, he made it known that Victor Osimhen was the fulcrum why he had to switch from Spain to Italy, and in the process had to declare his love for Kaká, the Brazilian midfielder, and of course the Netherlands Dutch winger Ian Robben, as those two has inspired his move from Spain to Italy. Finally on the show, let me let you know that Kylian Mbappe has rejected a 7 million euros contract, but he can still earn up to 396 million euros this year. He has turned down the representative from the Saudi side Al Hilal that traveled to Paris to have a sit out with him as well as PSG, but countless times he has made it known that he is not ready to make that switch to the Saudi Arabian outlet. How that will pan out, we keep our reach out to see how that will go. But meanwhile, we hear that Marco Verratti has reached an agreement with Al Hilal on a 3-year deal. He will leave Paris Saint-Germain to join the Saudi Pro League. Wow, it seems that this money move from the Saudi League is spinning up visa players round and round and round. As for me, I will come back to join you by 5 p.m. to talk more sports, and later this evening it will be a giveaway section. Yes, just like we say every Friday, it is a giveaway section. How do you win? Be my fifth caller on the show, and when you do that, make sure that you are following us on our YouTube channel. Yes, that is the only criterion for you to win. Make sure you are following our YouTube channel, and that is VOP 96.1 FM Abuja. And when you do, you are automatically qualified to play. Just be my fifth caller, and you'll be the winner for this week. In my goodie bag, I've got shirts, trousers, wristwatches, sunglasses, airtimes, a face cap, a branded shirts, you name them. It is all in the goodie bag. You. This is your time to win. Make sure that you take advantage of a Visa giveaway Friday, and the same Friday, which is today, it will be fun facts from Uncle Fineboy. Do you want to know more about historical events and the things that have happened that you never aware of? You just have to stay with me this evening, 5 p.m. bright and early. I will be back to talk sports. Until then, I'm done and I'm gone. Do have a fantastic TGIF.